What's up everybody, it's Nate, your vintage roller, owner of Murder Militia Skate Company, coming to you today from the Skate Lab with a real quick down and dirty review of something beautiful and something amazing that just happened. Quick backstory, the unboxing for this didn't go the way I planned. The microphone cut out on me and there was no sound, and I really didn't feel like faking and redoing a new one, so I was like, you know what, I'll just give a real quick down and dirty review and the backstory on something. So 20 years ago I bought the skate brand new from a skate shop, and then 20 years later I ordered it the day it released, and I'm sure you already know, I'm sure y'all been waiting for this. This is my quick review and initial thoughts on the Shima 1 re-up. This skate right here is the subject of countless conversations worldwide, previously and now currently, for a lot of different reasons. The original reason that this skate was the topic of conversation was because Shima left USD and went to Razors, and I know there's going to be a lot of comments in the section that says, what? Shima left USD? Which is a running joke in the rollerblade community, but yes, he left USD and went to Razors, and they gave him a skate that looked almost identical to this one. Now, a lot of the younger kids don't realize the significance of this skate, and I'm going to go ahead and set this one down for a second and point out why this skate is so significant. This skate is designed off of the Razors Cult or super flat shell, whichever you want to look at it as, and that's significant because that shell is probably one of the longest running shells in the world, next to the Majestic 12s. And the overall look of this skate is almost identical. This right here is what a Cult looks like. This right here is the naked, it's de-skinned, but it's a Cult 5, which got released in 2004-2005 time frame. Came with a sneaker skin outer, but this is exactly what that skate is, with a couple small subtle differences that a lot of people don't realize and know about. So I'm going to go ahead and go into it a little bit. If you look at this skate right here, it's got a hard shell here, nothing up top, doesn't, you know, just standard plastic and metal eyelets, your standard cuff, and this is actually a Rain V2 liner. The original liner that came in these, I actually happen to have, is your traditional Razors liner. Okay, not as tall, short, no lace up, just kind of slides in, wraps around your foot, just a little bit of padding to keep you safe. You look at the bottom, a smaller negative, looks more like a tennis shoe sole, simply because it doesn't fit the current standard motif and ideals of having, you know, equal negative space from front to back, as well as equal sole space front to back. Detachable and changeable backslide plate. So that's the Cult down and dirty. It is a raised heel skate, so it means this back here sits on an angle as opposed to sitting flat like most other skates do now. The Carbons, Carbon Free Teens, Gods, Seba, SLs, I mean the list goes on and on for flat soles. But let's get back into what you came for, the Shima. So this skate right here, the reason why it changed up so much is because they did change up the lacing pattern a little bit. As far as I remember and as I saw when somebody dissected theirs, is they trimmed the eyelet section down just a little bit, took the actual metal eyelets out and gave you a little bit more space, and attached a sneaker top or sneaker style top to give it a soft top look and a little bit more feel and comfort. Reaching in and feeling on this one now, it feels like they did the same thing. They did what they did 20 years ago. They innovated the skate. Now, this is a Cult. You can look at the bottoms and see it. Look at the sides and see it. But the lacing system is what most people were concerned about, and I'm going to go into it. The original Shima 1 The leather was thick, it was bulky. It chipped away because this wasn't protected. They fixed that on this one. It does have a nylon ribbon all the way around it and streamlines it, make it smoother. It's got padding and felt all the way on the inside from here up to the inside of the cuff to protect your liner and your feet. They've extended the lacing system to make them a little bit longer and made the eyelets a little bit wider so it's not as hard to pull your laces through and tighten them up. Still your classic double R logo on the front. They did change the sole plate. They went to a white sole plate instead of a gray sole plate, as well as if you look at this picture here, the original Shima had a V-cut right here to bring it even with the backslide plate. Now, coming up when I was a kid and skating the original Shimas, there was a lot of speculation on why the V-cut went here and then straightened out into the actual backslide plate. Rumor mill said that it will give you more flex on the sole plate to allow you to lock on to things easier. I never noticed that, but I did notice when you actually take that sole off, it is a little bit more flexible in that spot, but I don't think it actually changed anything because when you mount it to the boot, the screws mount it and makes it solid. So I don't know, just a rumor and speculation that I heard growing up as a kid skating the original Shimas. With the differences that I'm pointing out now, they did bring this down and back a little bit more from this skate here, because in the original Shima, this sat up another, I don't know, ½ inch or so up in the air, and it's one of those weird happenstances that, you know, unless you actually had the skate before, you look at it and you notice it, or you actually have a new skate and an old skate side by side to compare them, something you're not going to notice. I noticed it as soon as somebody posted the comparison picture right here, and then I noticed it even more when I actually sat down and took a look at these skates. It does make a world of difference in this skate. I remember these skates had great flex and good abilities for anything topside that you wanted to do, whether it was a standard topside trick or if you were trying to do, you know, misfits, overpusses, top horn, top acid, citric acid. Something I couldn't do was never citric acid, but the flexibility in this skate is unmatched and unrivaled because of this portion here. Now, the cuff is a little bit different and does have the standard new Razors cuff on it. So it's got a little bit higher, a little bit farther protection out to protect your buckle a little bit, but also has a hideaway slot for your ratchet strap if you decide to go with the longer ratchet strap buckles. But compared to the original Colt, the shell isn't much different. Neither is the cuff. The one thing I wish they would have done on the re-up is, instead of it just being painted, I wish they would have actually had it embossed on the back and raised up, or actually however you want to say it, embossed would be, yeah, raised up and painted, but it's just painted on there. Now I know everybody's really curious about the liner. Well, the liner itself I am optimistic about, but I'm not overly thrilled about for a couple different reasons. One, yes, it is shorter. It doesn't show the entire Shima on the back. The single R on the back instead of the double R that was rubberized on the back of the original liner, at least in the ones that I had. The lacing system on this is nice. The tongue is not as thick as I was hoping, and I'll prove to you what I'm talking about. Now mind you, these are two different size liners. The V2 that I have right here is a 9.5 liner, and it is, so it's only a half size difference, but I mean, you wouldn't think there'd be that much difference in the tongue and the liner height. But so here are your side-by-side liner heights. They're almost identical. I think the Shima is just a little bit shorter, and that's only because it's half size. Overall, the V2 and the Shima liner are almost identical, except for the tongues, and that's about it. The V2 liner's tongue is actually a little bit better quality than the Shima liner, surprisingly. And that's in my personal opinion. Now, I am not sponsored by Razors, nor do I have any affiliation to the Razors company. This is my personal opinion and thoughts. The tongue could have been a lot better. It really could have been, because where the plastic stops on the liner, which is right here, on my foot, it digs into them. And that could be because I do need a 9.5 instead of a 9, but they don't make the 9.5 liner yet. I hope they do. Razors, if you hear this, a 9.5 Shima liner will make you bank, but that's up to y'all. Other major differences between the V2 and the Shima liner is the toe boxes. So the 9.5 toe box is stitched and sewn. It's a little bit harder. It's actually got, you know, no neoprene, but it is very comfortable and very protecting your toes. The size 9 Shima liner is very slim, thin line, but it does have a thin line of neoprene here. So for those of you that do wear a 9.5 and you know you can fit a 9 in traditional Colts, these will stretch out to your feet a little bit. I do highly recommend doing a, I wouldn't say a traditional heat molding on them, but if you happen to throw them on your car and sit in the car with the heat running on your feet and let them heat up and mold your feet, be perfect. Since it is wintertime, you'd have a better luck with them. Standard Razors bottom, yeah, but the liner is fantastic. It is not as thick as the original liner, and I will say that with 100% certainty. This liner, the backside, is nowhere near as thick as the original Shima liner, and I do miss that because those liners were like casts on your feet, like a splint. They didn't let your foot go anywhere, but they do have the same ankle lock in them on the inside, and that's fantastic. Now, it does come stock with a Featherlight 3 frame and 8 wheels to ride flat on. These wheels are 60mm 90A ground control wheels, and they're not the traditional ground control profile that I'm used to. They are round with a square bottom, and I took some time and skated them. I got about 15 minutes of skate time on these before I had to go to work. But in 15 minutes, first try was topside, and I didn't have to worry about anything. It locked on like a dream. For people that hate on Colts, maybe you just can't skate Colts, or maybe you just won't give the time to skate them or get used to them. But the Colt is a great skate, and this skate is a fantastic adaptation of that. I skated them flat, was able to topside, I was able to frontside Royale, mistrial, and it was fantastic. They felt fantastic. So I may actually continue to skate these Featherlight 3 frames flat, but in my heart of hearts, these right here are calling to me to put onto these skates, because these Gen 2s were the first aftermarket frame that I ever purchased, and I purchased these Gen 2s with the same H block to put into my Shimas when I got them. The Shima frames I had, I did have traditional Razors frames on them for a long time because I didn't have the money to buy new UFS systems or UFS frames, and I ended up getting those for Christmas. When you actually had to put the little block in the back of them and drill a hole in the skate again to make sure it fit. Now, I mean, that's some old school stuff right there, but that's what I had to do. Man, these skates are a dream come true for anybody that actually likes, you know, classic style skates. Perk to these skates, and it's going to be hard to see, but the felt on the inside, like I was talking about, it is there to protect your liner, give a little bit extra support to your foot, and give a little more protection. But these are standard Colts, man. In the bottoms, your traditional Razors, garbage, semi-foam, cardboard, harder than I don't know what. It's like a board against your face, but same old Colts, man. So if you do continue to ride these, do what I do. I highly recommend that you trace the outline on both the front and the back, and get a sharp razor knife and cut them out. Makes a world of difference. It stops the foot numbing, and it gives you a nice flat support, and you won't feel your actual mounting bolts. So that's a tip for me to you guys. That's something I do in every set of Colts that I have, and it works. But this skate right here, when it's assembled, the overall look down on them is identical, man. Like, I put them on and I felt, you know, 18-year-old me again, smiling ear to ear when I showed up at the skate park with a set of Shimas on. And when I jumped onto a trick, I felt like 18-year-old me doing a trick again. Now, you can, for those of you that want that, I gotta see the Shima. Honestly, if you run a piece of tape flat across the bottom here, from buckle protector to buckle protector, and drum it off, this Shima logo will show completely and totally intact. I would just recommend that you file it down so it's not so sharp, but you won't lose any flexibility or rigidity in your buckles or your cuffs, and you'll get your Shima logo back. Me personally, I've got a set of really old school gel liners here, and some of you old heads here will laugh at me when you see these, but right there, Air Plus, man. I don't know if any of y'all ever remember finding these at your local, you know, local skate shop or local 7-Eleven, like not 7-Eleven, but Walgreens or Walmart or Meijer or whatever you had in town. But these Air Pluses, man, they made a world of difference for my Colts, and I've still got a pair floating around, so they're going in there. And since I got y'all on here, I might as well throw them in here and we can compare the difference in height from skate to skate. So make sure you get the right one. That is the left foot. So throw that in there, snug up against the back. All right, now I recommend this, and I really hope anybody that does this listens to me. All right, if you're going to add a heel cup or anything to your skate, size up your boot. Okay, me personally, I know my size in Colts, I know my size in liners. Been that way since I was 18 years old. Okay, I know my Colts. Okay, size up if you need them. Now, this is the right skate without the small, thin Air Plus liner, and I'll show you what the right side looks like so you can see how thick it is. Okay, it is approximately, I don't know, I give it maybe a 1/4 inch in thickness, but for whatever reason, when you throw it into the skate, it brings it up a good bit. So I'm gonna give these a shot with the Air Plus heel cups in them and see how they fit and feel. And I may just suck it up and skate them like the way they are and the way they were intended forever ago, to just beat the ever-loving hell out of your feet. But I don't know. But I do know the one thing is major respect to Brian Shima, major respect to Andy and Razors for re-releasing these. A lot of hate going around the internet, a lot of hearsay and questioning, well, why did he get it and why didn't we get an Andrew Broom Pro model or this person or that person, or, you know, why didn't Alex Burson get a set? Well, maybe you don't know what's going on. Maybe just maybe they wanted to say thank you, but you also have to realize that Razors did ask us, the blade community, what we wanted, and I know for a fact that I said a Shima re-release and Colt skins. So what do we get? We get a Shima re-release and a brand new set of Colts that I personally happen to notice on the Shimas that there is a gap all the way around the sole plate, just big enough to drop a skin in. And the only reason I know that is because I've got 2 sets of skin Colts. One of them's naked, and one of them's not. So, did Razors listen to us? Are they going to give us a skin Colt? Or is that just the way they're making the Colts now? I don't know. But I do know I'm excited for the next generation and next iteration of Razors. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know how I did in the comments. I will give you guys a very, very in-depth review on these skates after I skate them for a few times. I will skate them flat with the Featherlight 3, and I will skate them with Gen 2 ground controls, but I'll just put a brand new H-block in there because I want to actually get a good feel for them. Yeah, and let me know how you guys do. I hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you guys are enjoying your holiday seasons for whatever holiday you may be celebrating. And I hope that you guys have a chance to get out there and check out murdermilitia.com and pick up some new merchandise from us. We do have a holiday season going on right now in Interfestive 20 at your checkout to receive 20% off your entire purchase at murdermilitia.com right here. And pick up some new stuff. We also announced 3 new riders. That's 6. Sorry, 3 new riders on the 1st of December, and these guys have been integral in this company, and they were due for their announcement, and I made that happen on December 1st to give them a fantastic holiday season and something to look forward to. So maybe there's some new stuff coming in the new year for you guys. Maybe there's some new stuff coming in the new year for Murder Militia. I don't know, but stick around and hit us up. And as always, y'all, thank you so much for stopping by. Leave me comments. I will get back to you. Everybody that's ever left me a comment has gotten a reply in some form or fashion. And subscribe, like, and hit the bell so you know when I drop new content. Yes, I know that I am overdue for my 38 for 38. I may actually try to do my 38 for 38 in those right there because I can. So yeah, stick around, hit me up, like, subscribe, hit the bell, leave me comments and concerns. And as always, y'all, I hope y'all take care. Skate when you can, skate how you can, and peace, love, and rollerblades. I'm out.